drilling, the more information we get.
Yeah, that's right.
If you encounter something and you say, hey, this is unusual, please let Scott or myself or someone know. And maybe we have to readjust the plan.
Marty Lagina burst with anger when Rick shared the shocking truth. Dan Blankenship may have found the treasure years ago and kept it a secret. Deep underground, they found a hidden room with old gold and strange signs that changed everything. The search had taken a wild turn, and the mystery was bigger than ever. Tune in, because what they found next will blow your mind. Oak Island's mystery deepens. While drilling deep underground, the team stumbled upon a massive void, unlike anything they had encountered before. This mysterious chamber suggested an elaborate underground network. As they pushed forward, they made an even more shocking discovery: a hidden vault. But what really set alarms ringing was what they found next, a series of markings unlike anything seen before, pointing to a secret that may have been kept for decades. But what they uncovered next could change history forever. Everyone here is quite adamant that we need to make a proper, sound assessment of what this represents. Rick, on the other hand, was more intrigued than angry. He saw this as an opportunity, a missing piece in the island's long and cryptic history. If someone had knowledge of this vault, there was a good chance they had left behind clues the team had overlooked all this time. As the team dug deeper, both literally and figuratively, they uncovered small fragments of gold embedded in wood, hinting that something far more valuable was hidden nearby. But that wasn't the only shocking find. DNA analysis of human remains found in the Money Pit revealed connections to both European and Middle Eastern origins, complicating the story even further. Who were these people, and what had brought them to Oak Island centuries ago? Mysterious flooding had plagued their operations for years, but this time it seemed different. The closer they got to the vault, the more unexpected obstacles emerged. Was someone or something trying to keep them away? Theories about curses and supernatural forces ran wild, but the real question was, had the mystery already been cracked and left behind for them to follow? The tension among the team reached a boiling point as they debated their next steps. Marty wanted to push forward aggressively, convinced that time was running out. Every day wasted could mean another opportunity lost. Rick, always the historian, urged caution. If something groundbreaking had truly been uncovered, then charging ahead without understanding the clues could be a huge mistake. And then came the biggest revelation yet. Hidden within the old records left behind was a map, one that detailed an entirely different section of the island that had barely been explored. This location, if accurate, could be the missing link in their search. But why had it never been shared? Had the person who discovered it planned to return one day, or had something scared them away? As the team prepared for their next excavation, a storm rolled in, forcing them to pause. But this wasn't just any storm. It was eerily similar to the one that had halted searches decades ago. Was it another coincidence, or was history repeating itself? Rick certainly shares that childhood interest. I'll give you the brief thing. Oak Island is sort of one of the world's big unsolved mysteries, and Rick, tell them all how you know about it. They called it Aladdin's Cave, a fitting name for a place that might hold untold riches. The sonar scans were screaming at them. This was not just some random hollow space. There were anomalies, straight edges where there shouldn't be, layers of stone that seemed deliberately placed. And when they sent down a high-def camera, the footage nearly knocked Marty out of his chair. Marty, fist clenched, demanded answers. Had they been chasing a ghost? Had the legendary treasure already been found and the truth buried with the previous searchers? The thought made his blood boil. The entire team had devoted their lives to uncovering the secrets of Oak Island. But what if one of their predecessors had already solved the puzzle and taken it to the grave? The underground void was shocking, but what came next was even bigger. Hidden records, ancient gold, and a sealed vault. The gold is real, The evidence was stacking up. The strange latch found buried in Lot 5, the ancient pottery fragments that predated most colonial settlements, and now this cave, a chamber so deliberately structured that it couldn't be natural. The sonar scans painted a picture of something deeper, hidden tunnels leading beyond what the cameras could reach. It was no longer just speculation. This was real. As the team drilled further, tension boiled over. Marty couldn't shake the idea that they had been played. If Dan had known, why had he kept it quiet? Why hadn't he shared the discovery? The more they dug, the more the pieces started clicking together. It wasn't just about gold or artifacts. It was about control. Information was power, and maybe Dan had been the last one truly in control of Oak Island's secrets. With each passing day, Marty's frustration grew. He wasn't just hunting treasure anymore. He was hunting the truth about what Dan Blankenship had found, what he had kept hidden, and whether or not they were about to break open the greatest secret Oak Island had ever known. Rick leaned forward, tracing a finger over the newest scan. The cavern, now confirmed to be larger than they had previously thought, seemed to have a distinct shape, one that suggested it wasn't formed naturally. The way the walls curved, the pattern of the rock layers, the precise angles, it all pointed to human intervention. The drill shuddered, then stopped. The sensors went wild. They had hit a barrier, a structure, solid and unmistakable. Marty's heart pounded as the crew scrambled to assess the situation. This wasn't just another false lead, this was real. I mean, winemaking is part science and part art, and it's the little things on the edge that make your product superior to maybe the next guy. Rick called for the ground-penetrating radar, and within minutes, the images started coming in. There it was, a massive rectangular object embedded deep within the earth. It was too precise, too symmetrical to be a natural formation. This was it. This was what they had been looking for. The team wasted no time. A new borehole was opened, this time wider, stronger, built to handle whatever lay beneath. As the drill bit carved its way downward, the tension reached a breaking point. They weren't just digging into the island anymore. They were digging into history, into secrets that had been deliberately concealed. Hours passed. The machinery groaned under the pressure. And then it happened. A metallic clang, the unmistakable sound of metal striking metal. Every single person in that war room knew what that meant. They had found something man-made, something that had been waiting to be discovered for centuries. The excitement was electric, but there was also a growing sense of unease. What if they weren't supposed to find this? What if, by uncovering what Dan had hidden, they were stepping into something much bigger than they had anticipated? Marty clenched his jaw. It didn't matter. Whatever was down there, they were going to find it. No more secrets. No more waiting. Oak Island had kept its mysteries long enough. It was time to bring the truth to light. For decades, people have been tearing apart this island, trying to figure out if the legend of hidden riches is just a tall tale or the real deal. And now Rick and his team might be closer than ever to proving that something valuable is buried beneath their feet. The latest findings, more than just whispers and theories. The Money Pit has always been a hotspot for mystery, but recent tests show undeniable proof of gold traces in the water. This means only one thing. Something precious is down there, and it's leaking into the surrounding area. With the reports of gold swirling around the Money Pit, the team isn't wasting any time. Dr. Ian Spooner, Dr. Mark Lukeman, and Dr. Fred Michael gather in the war room to break down the science. Lukeman's tests show traces of metal in the water, meaning something valuable is nearby. And then, there's the odd organic materials like wood and pottery, hinting that someone built something big down there centuries ago. Then comes the kicker. One borehole, L16, leads straight to what they call Aladdin's Cave, a massive underground void packed with gold traces and the remnants of an old wooden structure. If true, This isn't just some natural cavity. It's man-made and it's hiding something. That's all Rick needs to hear. Without hesitation, the team drills a new borehole, aiming straight for the heart of Aladdin's cave. The plan? Get a camera down there and see what's really lurking in the shadows. At 153 feet, they hit a void, then wood, an entrance, a tunnel. The mystery deepens. Pushing the camera further, they catch sight of a square-headed bolt jammed into a pile of rocks. Man-made, absolutely. A hidden door, maybe a secret treasure chamber. Now we're talking. While Rick is knee-deep in drilling, Gary Drayton is off on another treasure hunt at Lot 5. The metal detector goes wild, and before long, they pull out an ancient coin, then another and another. The more they dig, the clearer it becomes. Someone left these here centuries ago. But who? The Romans? The Knights Templar? Theories run wild. Gold was proof enough to keep digging, but the real surprise was still ahead. Templar clues and a hidden vault. Under expert analysis, the coins reveal their secrets. Exactly, this is a mini pantheon with the Oculus, and it's a dramatic building. It was inspiring to stand under it, as you just experience right now. The first, a mix of copper and silver, older than anything modern. The second, a stunning female design with a metal composition eerily similar to ancient European coins. The third, a possible link to the infamous Knights Templar. Every find adds another piece to the puzzle, but with each answer comes even more questions. Meanwhile, Marty isn't buying into the hype just yet. He wants hard proof, and with Rick uncovering secrets that may have been buried by Dan Blankenship himself, tensions are running high. But the island isn't done revealing its secrets. As they dig through what was once a structure, they find iron nails, fasteners, and even a centuries-old strap hinge. Then comes the jaw-dropper, a massive hand-forged nail dating back to the 1600s. If this nail is connected to Sir William Phipps, as some believe, then the treasure theory just got a whole lot more interesting. As the discoveries pile up, so do the questions. Was Oak Island a hub for hidden treasures long before modern explorers set foot here? Were these artifacts left behind by explorers, looters, or secret societies guarding something beyond gold? And most importantly, how much did Dan Blankenship really know? One thing's for sure. Marty isn't letting this slide. But whether he likes it or not, Rick's uncovering truths that might finally crack Oak Island's biggest mystery wide open. And if there's one thing we've learned from history, it's this: secrets never stay buried forever. Marty, still skeptical, demands more tests. He wants concrete answers before jumping to conclusions. But Rick, he sees the writing on the wall. The island is talking, and it's saying something loud and clear. The treasure is real, and they're closer than ever to finding it. The final shocker comes when they lower the camera even further into Aladdin's cave, past the bolt, past the piles of rock, past the strange formations that shouldn't be there. Then, suddenly, the camera catches something that sends a chill down everyone's spine. An object half buried in the dirt that looks unmistakably like a chest, a real wooden chest. The image is grainy, the details unclear, but it's enough to send the team into a frenzy. If this is what they think it is, then Oak Island's greatest mystery is about to be solved. The Oak Island enigma has captivated treasure hunters for centuries. In 2025, Rick and Marty Lagina's team unearthed startling clues. A borehole struck a void at 160 feet, revealing wooden beams etched with cryptic symbols. Dr. Ian Spooner's analysis confirmed traces of silver in the water, hinting at a nearby hoard. The find electrified the crew, but Marty, ever cautious, demanded more data. Rick, driven by history, pored over ancient maps. One, found in a Halifax archive, showed a triangle of stones on Lot 18, unexamined for decades. The team rushed to the site, where Gary Drayton's metal detector screamed. They dug up a 14th century coin, its design tied to European traders. Was Oak Island a medieval hub? Tensions flared. Marty feared a wild goose chase, while Rick saw a breakthrough. A sonar scan of the void revealed a chamber, possibly man-made, with straight edges and layered stone. A camera dropped into the depths captured a glint, gold perhaps. The image was fuzzy, but hope surged. Flooding, a perennial foe, stalled progress. Some whispered of a curse, but Rick dismissed it. He believed the island's secrets were engineered, not supernatural. A new clue emerged, pottery shards predating Columbus, suggesting early visitors. Who were they? Knights Templar? Vikings? As storms loomed, the team debated. Marty urged precision, fearing rushed errors. Rick pushed forward, sensing the truth was close. The island's mystery deepened, but one thing was clear. Oak Island's secrets were ready to surface. And the one person who seems the least excited? Marty. Because if this is real, if Rick just uncovered what Dan Blankenship spent his entire life searching for, then everything changes. And not everyone is ready for that. Did Dan Blankenship take Oak Island's biggest secret to the grave, or was he leaving clues for the right people to find? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.